Surviving the Computation Bomb by Manuel Laproig. First published in the journal Proof of Concept or Get the Fuck Out. Volume 0x12. Gather round the campfire, neighbors. Now is a time for a scary story, of the kind that only science can tell. Vampires may scare children, but it takes an astronomer to scare adults. As anyone who lived through the 1910 scare of Earth's passing through Hale Comet's tail would plainly tell you. After all, they had it on the best authority that the tailed Cyanogen gas, spectrographically confirmed by very prominent bands, would impregnate the atmosphere and possibly snuff out all life on the planet. But comets as a scare are old and busted, and astronomic spectroscopy is no longer a hot new thing, prominent bands or no. We can do better. Imagine that you came home after a strenuous workday, and after a nice dinner sit down to write some code on that fine little project for your Proof of Concept or Get the Fuck Out submission. Little do you know that you are contributing to the one thing that will doom us all. You see, neighbors, there is only so much computation possible in this world. By programming for pleasure, you're taking away from this non-renewable resource. And when it runs out, our civilization will be destroyed. Think of it, neighbors. Computation was invented by mathematicians, and they tend to imagine infinite resources, like endless tapes, for their model machines. But in reality, nothing is inexhaustible. There is only a finite amount of atoms in the universe. So how could a universe hold even one of these infinite tapes? Mathematicians are notorious for being short-sighted, neighbors. You may think, okay, so there may not be an infinite amount of computation, but surely there is enough for everyone. No, neighbors, not when it's growing exponentially. We may have been safe when people wrote programs, but when they started writing programs to write programs, and programs to write programs to write programs, how long do you think this unsustainable rush will last? Have you looked at the size of a Hello World executable lately? We are doomed, neighbors, and your little program is adding to that too. Now you may think, what about all those shiny new computers they keep making? And all those bright ads showing how computers make things better? With all those happy people smiling at you? These are made by corporations, and corporations would do anything to turn a profit, would they not? Aren't they the ones destroying the world anyway? Perhaps the rich and the powerful will have stashed some of it away for their own needs, but there will not be enough for everyone. Think of the day when computation runs out. The Internet of Things will turn into the Internet of Bricks, and all the things it will be running by that time, like your electricity, your water, your heat, and so on, will just stop functioning. Self-driving cars will stop. In vain, your smart fridge, previously shunned by your other devices as the simpleton with the least processor power, will call out to its brethren and its mother factory, until it too stops and gives up its frosty ghost. A national mobilization of the senior folk who still remembers how to use paper and drive may save some lives, but will only provide a stay of execution. Nothing could be more misleading to our children than our present society of affluent computation. To meet the needs of not just individual programmers, but of society as a whole, requires that we take an immediate action at home and promote effective action worldwide. Hopefully, through changes in our value system, but by compulsion, if voluntary methods fail, before our planet is permanently ruined. No point in beating around the bush, neighbors. Computation must be rationed before it's too late. We must also control the population of programmers, or mankind will program itself into oblivion. The hand hefts the axe against the ice, the tiger and the bear, and now fondles the machine gun. And we must add the keyboard, just as lovingly. Must be stopped. Uncontrolled programming is a menace. The PoCs and PoCs cannot be left to the unguided masses. Governments must step in and do something. Well, maybe the forward-thinking elements in the government already are. When industrial nations sign an international agreement to control software under the same treaties that control nuclear weapons and chemical weapon technologies, and then explicitly exclude debuggers from it, because a treaty's definition of controlled software clearly defined debuggers, something must be going on. When politicians who loudly profess their commitment to technological progress and education demand to punish makers and sellers of non-faulty computers, maybe they're only faking ignorance. When the only advanced placement computing in high schools mean Java and only Java, one starts to suspect shenanigans. When most of you, neighbors, barely escaped courses that purported to teach programming, but in fact looked like their whole point was to turn you away from it, can this be a coincidence? Not hardly, neighbors. Not by a long shot. Scared yet, neighbors? Garlic against vampires, silver against werewolves, and the elder signs against sturdy hellspawn. The scary stories teach us that there's always a hack. So, what is ours against those who would take away our PoC and our PoC in the name of expert opinions on the whole society's good? Perhaps it is this litany. Science is the belief in ignorance of experts. At the end of that, Reverend Feynman composed it. He felt compelled to say, I think we live in an unscientific age, with a considerable amount of intellectual tyranny in the name of science. We wonder what he would say of our times. But take to heart, neighbors. Experts of science and doom come and go. So do killer comets with Saiyan tails, the imminent fifth ice age, and the population bombs. We might survive the computation bomb yet. So finish that little project of yours without guilt, and send it to us, and let its little light shine in an unscientific world that needs it. For those who did not get the humor, this is satire. This, with the computation bomb, is not real. I just needed to say that. Anyway, I want to thank you for listening, and I hope that I have earned your subscription today. So yeah, press that subscribe button, give this video a like, and comment below. And I'll see you next time. Toots! Bye!